Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Bluebelly Farms, where things are bad. Things are not going well. Let me quickly explain here with our financial sheet. So I played a little bit off recording just because I was going to try to dig out of our economic problems here. If you remember, we did a contract the other day, and it got us to like positive 10 grand, something like that. So I was like, all right, we're going to be good to go. But I had taken some bales up and we had a problem with those. So I got those unloaded. We made like $1,000 for that. So then every month I was selling our, so here's our, yeah, so $1,200 for that. Then a couple more trips I've taken here to sell some of our produce because uh, the greenhouses are working. So then, I'm like, well, doesn't really make sense to make 2,000 a month and spend 3,000 a month. We're not going to make it long, but if we can eventually get some crops in the ground, we'll get ahead. So I'm all excited. And then I back this thing over here to the well and get water. But it won't give me water. And it took me about 5 minutes to figure out why. It's because you have to pay for the water out of here. And we don't have any money. We're in debt. So I took everything I could think of, got it down a couple more thousand, and basically I was like, oh, okay, I know. I'll go and I'll do a contract. So then I look at the contracts. There's this massive plowing contract. Not sure I want to do that. Sowing, we don't have anything. We weren't able to buy that yet, so we can't do that. Plus, any field that's going to pay you 45,000 for the contract is going to be huge, and we don't have a sower big enough to do a job like that. So I'm kicking around some ideas here. What do we do? What do we do? We'll take out more loans. Well, you guys here? Did I do this for you? Borrow, borrow, borrow. It won't let us because we're at the max. $500,000 is the most into debt we can go. So there were two options here. Do I just give up, end the series, record something else? Thanks for playing. Thanks everybody for being here. It was a cool idea. It didn't work. But then it hit me. We do have some things that we're not currently using. Because we bought this chisel plow, we don't really need the cultivator. And we have a spreader, which I was excited to use a new idea spreader, but maybe we buy it again later in the series if we want. But as of right now, these pieces of equipment are just sitting there. And then I thought, well, you know what? Maybe we sell those. We could also sell the old truck if we really, I mean, it's not going to bring anything. We also have a slurry tank. So my thought was we'll go in order of those things. So the cultivator, 3,500. We'll go ahead and just sell that straight out. So now we're $76 to the good. If we sell the manure spreader, that gets us almost 12 grand. We can then afford the solid fertilizer to do one of the contracts. Does that make sense? So we'll keep the slurry spreader for right now, but we'll use that as our, like, if we must. We could do that. So now we want to buy, oh wow, solid fertilizer is more expensive than I thought. Now if you're wondering why I want to do solid, the main reason is because the spread reach, what's the word that I want, the width of the spread is way better for this. So if I do two of these for 3,800, that should be enough to do that first contract. So we will grab the this white tractor. How are we doing on fuel? Okay, not amazing, but we don't need fuel just yet. Man, this terraforming is not as put together as I would have liked. This whole series has been an interesting challenge. Wait, what? Oh, there it is. Okay. So I should be able to use this. I think I'll do the one that the contract that's closest to us. This 27. We're gonna accept that contract. And then I'm gonna fill the back and I'll carry the other one with me, and hopefully we can get this done. Get that contract, use the contract money to buy more fertilizer and do the other fertilizing contract. If that works, we might be able to save this series. But oh wow, this thing has some capacity to it. Good heavens. Alright. Is 2,000 not going to be enough to do that field? Hopefully it is. Also, if you're wondering why I didn't sell this last bale, it's a grass bale. It's worth like 50 bucks. Probably just literally not worth my time to haul it up. The sell point for bales is stupidly far away. It's literally at the other end of the map, so I'm not thrilled about that. If we can get some cash to the positive, then we can get a seeder and some seeds and put some crops in. Because we own our harvester, that will save us, I think. Alright, so this is our field. I'm going to try not to waste while I'm doing this. So we have pretty good vision. Oh yeah, this spread is pretty wide on it. So hopefully we can get this field done with this 2,000. Okay, found the edge. I don't want to miss too much, but I don't want to overlap too much either. 10%, huh? Yeesh. So if 10% was 30 liters, let's see how your math is. Looks like it expands out a little bit more, so hopefully there will come a time where I'll be like, you know what, let's go buy that new idea spreader again. But today is not that day. I was doing a little bit of research, and I think it could be fun. 28%, huh? I think it could be fun to maybe go with Angus beef cows. So my thought on this is, since we're sort of turning this into a farmer's market kind of situation, the logic would be, a lot of those places also sell grass-fed beef, and I mean that is a economically viable path forward for a lot of farms today. So if I had Angus and I sold, now as far as I know, there's some like butcher mods, but I don't know that any of them are in the in-game mod hub, and so I don't like to mess with mods that are script based unless I know that it's from a really good modder. So I might look around for like a butchery mod, but if there's not one of those, I might just sell the Angus. We'll just grow them. We can use our grass field to feed the animals. The issue is I don't quite know. We're not financially solvent right now enough for me to go out and build their pen and to buy the first couple animals. So that feels more like a later in the series. If this works and it saves the series, then that can be a long-term plan. Should see how much they want for this field, because having access to this pond would be cool. I was gonna say we should be getting pretty far along here. I'm actually gonna turn this thing off when I hit the line. Okay. I'll do this back section and then we can finish up in the front. I'll go there. So yeah, it's I was sitting there thinking, oh, we're done for. We have no way of getting money because we can't get a loan. And then it hit me, well, we do have assets. We can't sell any land because our whole operation is one, essentially was one field that I converted into our area. But then I was like, well, we do have some equipment laying around. I don't want to sell any of the tractors. We got rid of the lease on the truck last time. And I was like, well, we'll start off selling the equipment that we don't use. I mean, and it makes sense given the narrative of the series that this guy sort of is getting into farming for the first time and doesn't really know what he's doing. I mean, of course, if you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to be... What the heck? Did you hear that? Somebody on like a loudspeaker. That was weird. Okay. But anyways, yeah. My point is, if we make this the narrative, then it makes sense that, you know, he didn't know what kind of farm he was going to have when he started farming. I could have started with Angus beef, you know. I could have started with building something, but we started with using the equipment that we had, and I think it's, if this economically works out, which it looks like, what, we're probably going to use 400 on this contract. I think that's viable. Because we're going to get $16,000 for this one. And we're going to get $17,000 for the other one if we decide to do it. I don't know what our percentage is at here, but when we get to the end of this, I'll turn and go do that corner. 98. Okay, let's go. All right. Collect. Accept. Field 3. So if we look here at field 3 is up there. And we are currently right here. So we just got to go up there. Before I forget, though, I want to see if I remembered to put... Okay. So we want to buy this. And then we want to buy a pallet of seed. Yeah, and we'll use this fertilizer, so I'm not going to do both. Okay. Now that'll be sitting in the yard, so when I go back later, I won't forget to do that. I'll probably do that in the next episode for you guys, but... boy, that feels good. That feels really good. Now the question is going to be, what are we going to do? What are we going to do with the... Sorry, I'm trying to think and speak at the same time. It's not working. Uh, so it's charging us about 3,000 per day, uh, which it's calling. Let me look at that. It's calling it like property maintenance. This property maintenance, it does every night. It charges us $3,600. Um, and the only property we own is this right here. Like, I don't know if the house has some maintenance cost associated with it, and this one field worth of land. That seems exorbitant. I mean, I guess it's simulating taxes, which kind of is what it is, I guess. Taxes are a real genuine expense and a pain for farmers, so I could see that being the issue. But it also feels very frustrating. Like, when I get this 17,000 here, we'll be at $26,000. We'll have enough. We'll probably have to buy another batch of seed. But our only real income is going to be through the fruit that we sell, the tomatoes and strawberries. I don't know. It feels like maybe we can pick up another fertilizing contract. Since it's March, we might be able to pick up another one of these in April to help pay for things. I mean, these ones that take 5 minutes and pay 15,000, that's great. But some of the contracts, like the cultivating one we did, that took a while. It took like 40 minutes. And it paid $5,000, something like that. So fertilizing seems to be the way to go. And we're going to still have probably 1,200 left, I would think, after this job. So we'll have to definitely keep this in mind moving forward as a way to save the farm. But imagine, I'm not very good at like role playing, but imagine you're this guy. You finally come up with, you finally go for it, and then you basically go broke. And then this opportunity comes along to use your equipment and make $33,000 in an afternoon. That's pretty remarkable. Not super realistic, but pretty cool idea. I struggle. I don't know about you guys that play the game, but I struggle with the balance between, do I just play it like I'm playing a game, or do I try to play it like I'm running a realistic farm? And what does it look like to balance those two realistically? This isn't a bad sized field here. It would feel huge if I didn't have this size equipment, though. Like, if I was doing this with the normal 3-meter starter gear, this would be agonizing. Am I overlapping? Oh, I better move to the right a little. I like that it has the margin of error built into the contract system. I really like, I have this mod on. I don't know if you guys saw me use it a little bit ago, or maybe I didn't use it on recording, but I have a mod on called More Contracts. It allows you to refresh the contract list, And that's a cool feature. So that if the only things it gives you like 3 or 4 jobs, and you're like, oh, I can't do those, or I don't want to do those. This allows you to refresh and get other opportunities. Because one thing, especially when I'm recording, I like to show you guys more of the map than just, hey, let's be on my little piece of ground for 200 hours. Like, that's not fun. I want to show you more of the map, and I want to, experience. I mean, like, check out some of these views. Like, bro, this is an awesome map. I am so glad that I went ahead and decided to do this series on the Ohio map. I think it's perfect for the theme. There is AGCO equipment in the Midwest, so it's not like super out of place. It's not like I'm having some sort of, let's make a Rostelmash theme in Ohio. It makes sense to have it here, so I like it. It should be done any minute now. Did I go past it or what? Oh, there's the 98. Okay, let's get our cash. Collect. Okay, I feel so much better now. I'm just gonna tab back. I'll drive this off recording. Let's go, boys. So we should be able to fill this up now. See, I was right. I want to make sure that we keep the greenhouses pumping out stuff. I know it's a little bits of money. For right now, I'm going to keep hauling it up manually, but eventually we'll get to a point that we'll just sell it straight out of this. And I think I showed you a while ago my plan to build a building down here, and we'll do more asphalt around it. I might even see, I want to say that somewhere there's a tool to make like placeable parking spots. Something like that would be neat. So I could make a little parking lot. And one thing that would be really cool, I'm not going to do it, but would be really cool, is if they would let you, if they would make a tool that would make it easier to customize a sign. Like, I know that you can go in to Giants Editor, like you basically make a visual, and then you have to manually pull it to make a sign. Anyways, long story short, I think it'd be cool to have our little shop here with some parking spots and then a sign out front that's like Bluebelly Farms or Bluebelly. I don't know, what should we call it? Bluebellies, blueberries, and more. Okay. We got those, so they'll keep producing. I probably will build one more and make lettuce at the other one, just to complete the circuit. And now, I think what I'll do here is, see this, let me show you this real quick. This has the 2 compartments, so you can do both the seeds and the fertilizer. We're just going to do the seeds because we'll use that big fertilizer. But we can put this on Oh, we can plant soybeans with this guy. That's good to know. Were oats on there? Okay, yeah, oats. Alrighty. Well, we'll leave it here. We'll do this planting in the next episode. Thank you so much for checking out this one. Sorry that it's probably a couple days late, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.